There you go.
Hi, everybody. We're going to get started in just 1 second. Thank you all for joining.
Hello.
他们看到你了。
要看到研究文的也在这里。
Hi, Ed. We're going to get started in just a couple minutes. We're waiting on one person.
Yes. Okay. Thank you. 人不多。
跟你打招呼。
就刚刚叫我，所以动一个人，再动一个人。
再等一个人。
嗯。
Okay. Okay. Hi, everybody. We have a quorum. Well, welcome everyone to the November meeting of CB2's Street Activities and Resiliency Committee. I'm Will Benish, the chair of the committee. We have here in the room Erica Olson, Rocio Sands, and Brian Pape, and we have Ed Ma online. We have I think 6 applications today. We are going to start on our agenda with the second application because we have them here in person. So this is going to be the Thanksgiving application. So this is Howard between Broadway and Mercer. So Damien, did you want to?
It's number 3.
I'm sorry, it's number 3 because number 1 was a withdrawal. Would you like to come up here and speak about your event?
Yeah.
That would be great.
Sure. Hi, everyone.
Hi.
My name is Damien Giardino. I live at 53 Howard Street, resident of CB2 for a long time. First time participating, so it's fun to learn how this whole process works. I'm applying for a street activity permit for November 23rd. It's erroneously on the application November 21st.
Oh, it needs to be changed to the 23rd, to the 23rd?
Correct.
Okay.
And the reason for the date shift was to minimize any kind of disruption to normal business traffic. The purpose of the event.
Sorry, the 21st is a Thursday, but you're changing it to a Saturday?
Correct. The purpose of this is a Thanksgiving giveaway. This date is actually a little bit special to me. It is on my birthday. And I've been lucky enough to be fortunate my whole life to, be able to do many things and enjoy many pieces of my life. And this year I want to celebrate my birthday giving back. So I want to get a couple of people in the community together just for a gathering. The aim is a minimum of 100 meals for homeless or underserved community, underserved people. And once we have a bit more engagement or direction from the community board, I've reached out to various community businesses who are willing to participate and, possibly support it and, make the target goal a little bit greater. The rough event is, I filled out the questionnaire, but the rough event is going to be between 9 and 11 a.m. for setup, community food giveaway from 12 to 4 p.m., on program time from 4 to 7 p.m., cleanup 7 to 9 p.m. In line with this, this is a leave no trace event. Everything will be recyclable. Trash management, sanitation management will be contracted to a third party. We've identified 2 vendors that'll be picking up the trash. and carting it away at my expense. And in closing, just thanks for the consideration for letting me use a public space, for something that means a lot to me and being able to give back. And also a primary reason for me selecting this location is I'll be using my apartment or apartment of a neighbor to cook a lot of the food. So it makes it a lot easier for the logistics.
You will be cooking
Yeah,
at home.
yeah.
For how many people?
Well, I have 4 of my neighbors that are all thinking about cooking. We're assuming it's 6 to 8 people per turkey. So we're trying to time the timing between the 4 to 6 ovens to get that minimum number of food.
So you expect, how many people you expect to come? And how will you announce it so that people know that this is happening?
That's great. So for outreach or partnerships, once we actually have had the day secured, I've had high level talks with members of the community, but we're going to reach directly out to the 5 local missions, the Bowery Mission, the New York City Rescue Mission, the Holy Apostle Soup Kitchen, St. Francis Xavier Mission, Coalition for the Homeless, and Food Bank for New York City. I went to Xavier High School as well. So I will be reaching out to, my alumni at Xavier that are also local for additional community outreach and support.
Do you know if any of the organizations that you're going to be reaching out to are also doing a similar event? Free Thanksgiving food for
Free Thanksgiving food. There are many Thanksgiving events planned, but none have been the week before. So I didn't want actual overlap. I felt that day, I don't want to say saturated for the need, but I felt that just the week before may have not been as accounted for. I think, people, it's not just Thanksgiving where people are hungry. It's not just for that opportunity. It's an ongoing need.
Do you expect to have the street closed? Or tell us exactly what you want and where would the people sit down
Yeah,
to eat?
so here's a rough site plan that we put together, just to kind of give an idea of what's going on. There's going to be various entertainment. We have 2 heated stands, places where people can eat. This is Howard Street is a very short street between Mercer and Broadway. It's not obstructed traffic. And my building is the corner restaurant, La Mercerie, is a large restaurant. They've expressed interest in supporting as well. They have a fairly large kitchen, as well as my building in the center, which has, as of now, 6 apartments with ovens that really contribute.
Your application only has curb lane. But it looks like you want the whole street.
The whole street, yeah.
Yeah, I apologize. I didn't. It seems that my application went through the Sappho office into community board, so it
Yes.
seems like the date was.
Pull everything from the state.
Yeah.
Got it. Okay, so I think there might have been some error there, but this is what we're trying to do, and if I have to, resubmit after this meeting, I'm more than happy to.
So you want to change to a full street closure.
Correct.
So this diagram, there's a bunch of different necessities that you have to have. The main one is what, Brian, 12 feet for emergency?
15 feet,
in the
yeah.
middle. So I know
Okay.
my office is around the corner, so I.
Oh, where at?
On Mercer and Grand.
Oh, you're right there.
Yeah, so that's critical. You have to leave a 15-foot emergency, so emergency vehicles can get in.
That's totally reasonable. We can revise it.
So can you, it's a bit far away from me, so can you walk me through all the elements on the street?
Sure. So right there, we're actually looking at pulling the food truck. If La Mercerie is not allowing us to have their kitchens in, that'll be one of the primary points of where we'll serve the food out of and keep it warm. We're going back and forth between 2 concept ideas, which is either pre-packaging the food in biodegradable containers and handing them out on some kind of warming surface, which we'll either have in the food truck or the food station. We're having things in kind of like a sterno type style where everything is ready served. We want to find that medium between sanitation and overall, obviously, litter and sanitation, not only just from my cleanliness regard, but from my health regard.
And these are tables for people to sit and eat at. So you're wanting to do something where people sit and eat, not just like give away the meals that they take them home.
Right. Well, that is the pitch. This is kind of our high level wish list of what I'd like to do. Obviously, with the emergency lane, we'll have to remove that, or maybe just have 2 of the tables that are in the horizontal configuration to maintain that egress path.
Okay. And then you also, are you gonna have outdoor grilling or just the sterno, as you said?
We're looking at cooking all the food in advance, but
Okay.
we're looking at the sternos to keep things kind of warm. It is gonna be
Yeah.
November, and we do want this to be, something enjoyable
Okay. Yeah, so that'll require an FD&Y permit.
for the use of sterno.
Yeah,
What about if we were using electric? Would that as well, or it's the open flame component?
yeah, it's open flame component.
Got it. So if we use like the electric reheaters, that would avoid that?
You'd still need a DOHMH temporary food service permit,
Okay.
no matter what, and double check with them if you would need an FD&Y permit if it's only electric. I don't think so.
Yeah, no, I have no issue with that.
I'm not 100% sure, to be honest. You're saying, you said on the application that you intend to serve alcoholic beverages, is that true?
Yes.
Okay. I,
To underserved.
Yeah, tell us a little bit about that.
Well, the whole thing, it's more of like a community gathering as opposed to just a food giveaway. We want people that are underserved to actually have a holiday. These people don't have families. They don't have the traditional Thanksgiving you take for granted. So if they can sit around, have a glass of alcohol, talk to people, isn't that the whole concept of community?
Not necessarily alcohol.
I think, so just to let you know, if you're gonna try to do that, it requires a lot more in-depth in terms of permitting and what you have to do.
Oh.
So,
Then you need to go to the liquor.
so you have to get a permit from the state liquor authority to serve alcohol on a temporary basis. You have to hire trained bartenders that are state certified to serve. You have to have a specific cordoned off area with security, with people checking IDs. You can't just have it on the street. That's a
Okay.
specific zone within the street.
Okay.
I feel like for if you're trying to get this all done in like 20 days, that might be a pretty short time frame to do that, even though I get where you're coming from.
Okay.
I wouldn't, I think it's usually people start that kind of work months in advance, getting ready for that, getting all the permits necessary.
I understand. Now, just as a question, is it possible to zoom out? If we remove that alcohol station from that and then spoke with, we removed that alcohol station just to say no alcohol for the event.
Yeah.
But La Mercerie ended up being a sponsor, which is licensed, and they do have a bar there. Are they able to serve with
They're still-
identification for free?
Not outside. Yeah,
No, not
people could go inside.
People can go inside, it's just a separate
They
business.
can
do
run
whatever
their
they want inside
business,
there.
but
Okay.
not outside on the street without getting the permits, which
Yeah.
maybe they could get the permits easier because they already have a permit and they probably have licensed bartenders and all of that.
Yeah.
But they still need to bring it outside onto the public streets.
Right. No, I think just from what you were saying, it makes a lot more sense. Let's just strike the alcohol from this. And then if the sponsor wants to engage or support with alcohol, they can do this on their own accord.
I
with
think
their own
that
risk.
would be better too, given
Yeah.
a lot of this community has substance abuse issues already, and giving them a controlled substance of any kind is sometimes more disruptive to the community.
Yeah, and there's lots of options for beverages,
Yes,
lots of non-alcoholic beer and cocktails.
I understand. It's just, my traditional Thanksgiving, it's the one that I try to have, but
Yeah.
I understand the legalities for it, and there's no shortage of options for alcohol and soda.
Yeah, I think within 20 days, it's gonna be very tough, even if you started it right now.
Totally understand.
Is it because it's open air? Because I have a business in the neighborhood, and we use our license for catering licenses. Venues, but I don't know if it's, I've never done open air. That moves kind of quick, but this is a little different.
Yeah, I think,
Situation, so control might be a little hard.
I think certain venues have standing licenses for those type of events. This is like, you're applying for a completely new temporary license and you have to show like exactly where you're gonna do it. And show like who you hired to serve it, so it goes under.
You have to rectify with open containers, it has to be like a closed space, because otherwise your open
Yeah.
container. which is-
Yeah, that on top of that, the liability with alcohol as well, something I'm putting my name on. I'm really
Yeah,
more conscious of the risk than the reward here.
So tell us what a traditional Thanksgiving dinner is that you want to serve.
Turkey, stuffing, potatoes, vegetables, those basics as the staples and as the core component. And then if local restaurants do want to participate, obviously they'd be free to, it's a donation, so we really can't dictate it.
What kind of donations? Food donations or money? Financial?
We'd seek food. We don't want any kind of monetary transactions to occur.
So you're looking for food from restaurants?
Well, at a minimum, this 100 person donation is being funded by myself. Anything above and beyond that a restaurant wants to go to exceed that goal is great.
Are you gonna be like reaching out to these different shelters and stuff and services, organizations? Like, are they gonna be giving you names of people to invite? Like, how are you gonna do the outreach?
Well, I'm gonna kind of take the same letter that we have and probably make some kind of an invitation or graphic. Obviously, there's enough lead time and to get them in front of there. Each of these locations have a number of people that are going to be visiting daily from now to then. So it's going to, I can envision a lot of exposure. We're not having a closed invite list. These are the times this is going to be served. Please come and enjoy.
And it's anyone from the community, underserved or not. Like, how are you gonna dictate who you give food to?
I'm not dictating it. It's a giveaway.
Anyone who comes can get it. but
Come
you're
over.
reaching
They don't
out.
have to be from like the Bowery Mission.
The aim would be, well, I mean, that's where we're going to
That's who you're gonna
publicize
do
it.
out.
Yes, but I'm not going to get myself into, classifying people
Yeah,
or
exactly.
anything. It's just come, this is a giveaway.
And like, are you doing this in conjunction with any sponsors? You said Mercery might be involved. Anyone else
I'm going, well,
sponsoring it? Like any corporate entities or other restaurants or?
as of now, no, because I haven't had this part figured out. So I didn't want to reach out to people with something unsure. So I wanted to come to this meeting with my benchmark at 100, 100 meals will be served regardless out of my own pocket. And above and beyond that, if we get sponsors and everything, that'll just be additional.
Yeah. Okay, and you talk about you said entertainment.
Yeah.
Is this, sorry, I'm trying to look at the diagram on my phone.
Oh, yeah, no, it might be a little easier there.
Yeah,
Here, is
so
that better for you?
you're gonna have a gaming area. Are you gonna have, it looks like, is that a DJ booth?
No, that looks like an air hockey table. That's like a skee ball thing. We're looking at getting a bunch of different
Yeah.
carnival games.
No, but like to the left, is that a DJ booth you're gonna have in the middle?
This?
It was just kind of a music station with music to
Okay.
indicate it.
So just like,
Are there speakers?
Yes,
So you're gonna do amplified sound.
correct.
yeah, so that, you have to get an amplified sound permit from NYPD.
Okay.
Have you called SAPO and had a conversation with them on the phone? I would suggest,
This was over email.
I would suggest like just kind of walking them through your plans, because they'll be able to help you, I think, just through the process, because there's all these different permits you have to get.
Yeah, well, the coordinator that I reached out to said the first step was obviously communication.
Yeah, but now that
You're in the right
you've
place.
done this, I think, I would suggest like giving them a call tomorrow, because you don't have that much time.
No, obviously.
Because again, like, so you have probably like 4 different permits you have to get, based on what you're looking to do.
Well, I'm in construction management, so I'm
Okay,
very
so
well aware of permits and how this
Yeah.
works.
So well, you have some neighbors here, so I guess you've done some outreach, but
Yes.
can you talk about the outreach, what other outreach you've done on your street, or are you gonna publicize this more kind of once you get past this stage?
Yeah, I'm more of the type to let's just get the approvals done. So there's a set date. This is what's
Yeah.
going on. Do you want to participate? But anyone that I've mentioned to, from my immediate neighbors and their building who have offered their kitchens to local restaurants, and just saying, what are the details? How can we help? And I want to take the initiative to formalize this all.
Okay, yeah.
So we would definitely recommend, like, even the building, so you don't know people, especially if you're doing a full street closure on both sides and there's amplified sound, to like give a notification to the building management. just to
Yes.
Say the street will be closed, there will be sound.
For sure. And this particular street is no stranger to that. I'm sure there is a store called Stadium Goods Palace. They just had a street closure permit last week. There was
We didn't.
there was a marathon filming last night.
Well, filming doesn't come through us, but yeah.
Yeah, as someone on the 4th floor, I hear it all, and it's very common and it's very noisy. But I have not seen anything with a charitable slant to it, and that's what I think is lacking, and that's what I'd like to film.
We live here.
I think it's a great initiative. I mean,
I would
why are you doing it?
Give
is there
your
any-
phone number to the people in case they have an issue or
Yeah.
they need to
Maybe make one of those signs, like the filming kind of signs. Like,
Yeah, yeah.
Here's an event coordinator.
Perfect. We love that.
What do you do if like you reach out to these people and for whatever reason, the response isn't that great from the different shelters and whatever, and they're like, oh, we don't think there's that many people. Would you just sort of make it into like a neighborhood event?
Yeah. Given the rate,
I would hope
rate
you
of,
get a good response.
you know what, I don't think there's gonna be a very big issue giving away 100 meals. I think it might be the opposite. I think that might not be enough.
Yeah.
And I'd really like to challenge anyone in the community to do a little bit more. And if
Yeah.
I could just kind of get the ball rolling.
So what's the plan if like 300 people show up? Do you have to turn people away?
We'll be very
Yeah.
clear that it's first come, first serve.
I think you might need, if it's anyone in the community and you're reaching out to underserved people and you're giving like full meals, like what are you gonna do do you have like a line management plan? I can see this creating a line.
Yeah, so we're thinking, we have stanchions set up
Okay.
and we'll have our volunteers just kind of coordinate everybody into our 2 table food stations.
Okay, and
we
you're
won't-
gonna set up the stanchions, like,
Yeah, we're thinking of setting them up on the left side, so we'll have the backs of the actual
Yes.
people serving in the street area.
yeah,
I'll widen this plan up to have that 15-foot emergency lane. So
yeah.
this way the actual line will be actually on the sidewalk at all times. And if emergency vehicles need to move, it'll just be the people serving that'll have to get out of the way.
So the other number that maybe is helpful as you think of your site plan is this is 7, you at least need 5 feet of clearance on the sidewalk for traffic who's just like walking through the.
I want to maintain the sidewalk.
What?
I wanted to maintain the sidewalk. The intent was just to have this.
Oh, the
curb.
people lined up in the curb lane.
Got it. Okay. sure.
That's great. As much sidewalk space as you can leave open. we like
Yeah. I'm I don't know the exact width of the street, but I'm like looking on Google Maps, like it's possible that to have that 15-foot lane, you might only be able to have like essentially like tents and stuff set up on one side.
That makes a lot of logical sense.
Yeah, so
I
just
don't-
like you might have to alter this plan.
To shift
Yeah.
everything to
Because
one
I'm just
side.
looking at it on Google Maps, it's hard for me to, it seems tough to have stuff on both sides with 15 feet in the middle. Again, I don't know offhand the width of the street.
To be completely candid, I understand the need for emergency access. This just wasn't factored into the plan, so we'll make it work with that. Everything here is to scale.
Is there any reason why this year, is this something you've been thinking about doing for a while and this is the year you decided to make it happen?
I'm turning 40 this year.
Oh, cool.
Yeah.
Congratulations.
Oh, thanks.
Happy
So
birthday.
You just
Thanks.
wanted to just do something cool for,
every year since I've been doing something cool for myself. Now I want to do something cool for everyone else.
Do you have any security besides your neighbors or?
It's a volunteer event and now has no alcohol. It's my opinion that this should be well contained with just that level of security. Is there additional security recommended or needed?
I think you're gonna have to get an NYP permit, so I would ask them what they think. It might be good to have one, like, we have it for like the most random events, people will still do security, right? Like.
Just to
coffee
keep
giveaway.
there from like being
Yeah,
chaos.
Like yeah,
Okay.
it has
Things
nothing to do with
evolve
like the
into
nature
chaos
of the event, it's like
quickly.
really people do it for like.
The
for
more free
everything.
stuff, the more chaos. And you have a lot of free stuff there.
Like people will do it for like a coffee cup
If-
giveaway, and they'll at least have.
If
one
this is a
security.
concern of the community board, I have no problem with it.
What kind of dishes are you going to be using to serve your food?
So we're looking at I was looking at the biodegradable clamshell type that it creates little or no waste. They're kind of like that brown paper, but they actually hold up well with sauces and stuff inside. And then also it's not like an excess of plastic. I want
Plastic would be more foam?
yeah, more foam and stuff that's just like it's just not biodegradable. I want things that kind of be more on the sustainable aspect.
How about silverware, or what are you going to be using for that?
Biodegradable as well.
Biodegradable. And cups, and you're going to be serving,
Same.
now we're going to be serving non-alcohol, but you're going to be serving water and soda or things like that,
Correct.
juices.
Yep.
And have you contacted the 5 organizations that you mentioned before yet, or you will be contacting them?
I will be
didn't understand.
contacting them in short order. It will be a bit of a sprint. Once hopefully we have your recommendation to check all the boxes with the necessary NYPD permits and outreach, but it's a challenge I'm looking forward to.
Once you do contact them, what do you expect them to do to notify their members or the organization?
I'm envisioning some printed out collateral, possibly a sign around their current operations to let people know as they're currently attending for, food giveaways, food banks, that there's an event
Put
out there.
like flyers out or
Yeah.
what? Will you be advertising this besides to those 5 organizations?
Advertising in terms of like revenue
To
generating
let
advertising?
people, yeah, to let people know that this is happening.
Oh, as much as reasonable.
Are those 5 organizations, any other way to promote this event?
Yes.
How are you going to be promoting it?
Yes, so a number of my members in the community are members of various synagogues and churches. And I'd like them to bring in on the next days of service, whether it's Fridays or Sundays, letting them know in their community, and having outreach organically through, already charitable setup situations. I'm more concerned with the level of, positive reception to this than I am in terms of trying to find demand.
I understand. So you may have a lot more people than you even imagine.
Yes. So your questions on the path of how I'm going to get to it are valid, but I'm more concerned of, I think the 5 that I indicated on my application might be we might more than hit the
More than
mark.
enough,
Yeah.
yes. If you have an overwhelming amount of people, now you have to turn some of them down, right?
Or maybe
Is
I'm in
that gonna
Soho and I have an overwhelming amount of people and someone else wants to do this next weekend.
Next weekend.
Who knows? Just, maybe that, this can be a community-wide thing. Maybe you can inspire someone to actually combine entertainment and charity, put it together. It's a very affluent zip code. And I'm sure that, with enough push, maybe start a good trend.
What about the tables for the game? Just one table or how many tables?
There is like a carnival setup rides, like kid stuff, skee ball, things like this. There's a couple of vendors that they're going to break them, put them down, pick them up. No trash.
So, I was looking at the chat. Carter was raising a good, interesting point about the classification of street events. So you've applied for a street event small. If you widen this to a street event large, which is a single block closure, if it's classified as a street event, that's SAPO charges $25,000 for that, for closing the street. That's there's another type of event called a single block festival, which is for a charitable event, but you have to have a 501c3 charitable organization to do that.
Okay. No.
So the other thing might be a block party, potentially. I don't know if this really qualifies, but that requires, if you're selling food, you're not selling food, you're giving it away. It might work for that.
Okay.
But you're supposed to apply for that 60 days in advance.
The whole concept, to be honest, it was envisioned in my head as kind of almost like a block party kind of idea, a block charity giveaway.
Yeah.
That's really it. So if it's a typographical or classification thing, that seems to make the most sense to me.
Yeah, because right now it's a street activity small, which can be commercial or promotional, but these are like the types of events that, because they're mostly commercial, they charge pretty high fees. So this would be like a $25,000 fee if classified as that.
Okay.
And you couldn't do the single block festival unless you had a registered nonprofit.
I could use a registered LLC. I don't know how to.
And those are also supposed to be 90 days in advance.
And what are the block party restrictions?
Block party is supposed to be 60 days in advance. That's you have to have like a vote. You have to get a block association support.
What's that block association?
So they're like local sort of civic associations for different. So like if you don't have one, you could create one if other people want.
Got it. Okay.
Well, no, they would be, are they Broadway? Is Pete on it? Because you're Howard between Broadway and Mercer, right?
Correct.
So I think he'd be Broadway.
It could be, so for those who are already registered, their block associations with the city, you could check that and see if there is one that encompasses this area.
Okay.
We think there might be, because there are Broadway associations. And if you were to form your own, again, it's timing. I don't know how long it does to get that
Yeah.
through the system.
Well, I've obviously, this is my first time, at the local government level. So like any kind of guidance with this kind of hoops and bureaucracy would be more than helpful. I'm just trying to do a good thing here and I'm not sure if I want to do it all correctly, but I just don't know the best way to skin this cat.
Yeah. All right, well, I'll have to think about it. Again, like, and in the end, SAPO has deadlines that they usually stick to.
Okay.
So they're gonna make the final decision, it's not us. But it seems like either you'd have to, since you don't have the registered nonprofit, you either have to do it as a street event large, which is really expensive, or try the block party route, but either one, you're already past the deadline.
Well, given that my application was in, would it be like? a
Well,
conversion?
is the smaller ones have a much shorter deadline.
Now, what's the requirements with the smaller one? Or what can?
Well, that would be curb lane only.
So
You couldn't close the whole street,
we could only close half the street,
just the curb lane,
Like where people.
like a third, basically a third of the street.
so traffic
Where
would
the
still have
cars
to go
park.
through,
Next to,
but it's a one-lane street.
Right, so normally if
It'd be
it's
a
a
curb lane
curb,
on one side.
the activity is facing the sidewalk. And so traffic is going by, it's just like a parked car, so it doesn't obstruct anything.
And so kind of like, what's your guys' authority on approving those? If I minimized, I guess, the event.
So the SAPO deadline on that is only 30 days.
Yeah, well, I guess really straightforward. I want to make this event happen. If I have to modify it to a shorter scale in order for it to go through this channel rather than just, meet, very helpful civic servant that's going to tell me I'm not 60 days out. I'd like to, avoid that and use my time wisely.
You could try, I would suggest calling them tomorrow. You already have this in as a street event small.
Mhm.
So you would have to probably modify the event completely and it would be more of like a pickup and giveaway type thing. I don't see how you could have room to put tables and stuff out.
Yeah, I guess I could measure the, everything to scale and see what that is and what can fit in the confines and what can be limited.
Yeah.
Okay, but if I,
Does the nursery still have their dining shed on the south?
they're just assembling it.
Most, yes, it's about 100 first.
I know, but I thought nursery might keep it.
They had a beautiful one.
So, look, I would suggest calling SAPO tomorrow and like trying to get their advice. Like I feel like you're trying to do something really great, which is like awesome. I wish we'd gotten your application like 2 months ago. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
I think your best bet is to scale it down, but SAPO can
Well,
give
to
you,
put it in line with the application that you've already put in, yeah.
okay.
you'll just have to change, like you wouldn't be able to shut down
And
the
the
street.
cost for a street event small is,
you know what, and you could
31.
always apply next year to what.
Yeah.
So you celebrate your 41st.
Yeah.
In
Well,
a big way.
COVID took one away from me, so I'm still one behind. We'll get to catch up.
I mean, it's great what you're trying to do. We've seen a few people come through, like just doing block parties for their community. It's really sweet. It's just.
yeah, and
There's a lot of
most of-
permits. The bigger plans you have, the more permits
Yeah.
you need, the longer you need, the more money,
Yeah, no, I've heard that before. Okay, so just to kind of summarize, your recommendation is scale back the event to align with the permit I applied for.
Street event.
Simultaneously, I'll reach out to SAPO to see if I can alternatively go to a block party to not have to.
Yeah, or maybe.
But in either event, one of those paths should be able to get
Yeah,
done.
or maybe you could try doing something, in conjunction with like the Christmas or Hanukkah holidays, and that gives you an extra month to get it ready.
Yeah, if you had more time, I think.
I had more time, but I think those time periods are a bit more saturated in terms of people trying to do this. You have more of people are in the spirit of giving, but I feel like it's a lot more spread out, more on the random weekends. People are.
Darlene's hand is raised.
Okay, do you guys have any more questions before I open up? All right, so we're gonna do public comment now. You guys are welcome to speak too. Darlene, are you there?
Yeah. Hi, good evening, Will and
Hi.
Committee. How's everybody doing tonight?
Good.
Excellent. I just wanted to bring up at the last week's first precinct community council meeting, there were a couple of residents from from Mercer Street at Howard in those buildings, and they came to express their distress over the number of pop-ups and partying going on right in that sector there. And as you know, I watch what is coming up in terms of pop-ups or events that are brought to Community Board 2. We never see them here at Community Board 2, but the first precinct is seeing them by some of them. And then some of them are just ad hoc where they're appearing. So that's on the first precinct's radar. They've asked me to, transfer any information that I'm getting from the community board on those events over to them so they kind of know what's going on. If SAPO hasn't been applied for. But I just wanted to bring that to the attention that is getting a lot of attention from people, from your neighbors, Mr. Giordano.
Yes, I'm quite familiar.
Yeah,
I'm sure you've seen all of the pop. Yeah.
I'm in violent agreement that it's quite noisy. What's really been missing is any kind of charity on that same block.
And all well and good. These type of events, just looking at your diagram, I would say, take months of planning. And I know yours is new. If we just take, an example, like, we know what to expect from San Gennaro every year, which is why it doesn't take a long time to discuss. You have a new event. This is, this is a large event, closing off an entire street where people live and need access and want access to their homes. It is not a holiday. It is a regular day, and we're leading up into the holidays where it gets very busy, but it's not a holiday. So, all well and good, but, this seems like it really needs a lot more well thought out structure to it. Because, this neighborhood is very, this Soho is very used to a lot of street events and, knows what to sort of look out for an annual event. If this indeed is going to be a tradition as a nonprofit annual event. Thank you.
Thank you.
So,
Yeah, I mean, I would say we get so many commercial events that, like, we always talk about, we want to see more events like this. But yeah, it's a very short time. Okay. You guys want to say anything? Okay, people want to come to the table? Okay. People won't be able to hear you online. Yeah, you could,
Anyway.
you can stand there.
Here.
You wanna-
have a seat at the table.
Okay. I live on 153 Mercer and Prince, and I walk down Mercer a lot. And I'm very familiar with those pop-ups you guys are talking about. They're kind of, disruptive, to say the least. And I feel like this is a breath of fresh air. I know Damien, and, I've done projects with him. He's a great project manager, bringing in the right people to do the right jobs and executing. That'd be an issue. Timeline, I think if there's some permits to get done, I'm sure David could expedite. I'm in the business of throwing events and hospitality, security and all that stuff. I'll be helping as well to manage the situation, bringing in project managers to kind of oversee the logistics. But I think it sounds like a great event in the neighborhood. I haven't seen nothing like this in a while. I've been in the neighborhood about 10 years.
Your name?
My name is Yossi Benvenisti.
We'd say it will need your help. It's,
It will be there.
management is an important part of it. When you get a crowd of people or a line of
Controlling
people.
the crowd and making sure that everything goes as planned and as the vision, visionaries plan.
I mean, look, there's a lot of people that start with like small events for the first year and then scale it up over time. That might be the right idea here, again, because it may very well be too late to file a new permit that's past the deadline, right? So that could be a good idea. Again, I don't know I can't speak for SAPO. I can't say exactly what I can say. I just know what their stated deadlines are.
Yes, no, and I'm fully aware, and I'm
Yeah.
obviously trying to be as compliant as possible. And I'm happy to, have a drawing with a scaled down event that's in line with the permit that I applied for. I'm just going to let you know that it's also going to be in my intent simultaneously, with a little bit of doubt that I'm going to be able to ask SAPO to convert it to a block party, but that's.
All right, yeah, if you're able to send us like the diagram for the event that matches this, that would be helpful.
Yes.
And like, honestly, like for this or future events, like you should feel free to reach out to us like well in advance with any questions about any of this process. I know it's new. And
Yeah,
I'm sure we'd be happy to like give our insight.
I really appreciated it. You guys have been great.
You still gonna consider having the music?
Yes.
What about the neighbors, disturbing the neighbors?
The neighbors have been completely inundated with a lot of chaos. And, again, this is more of a charity event. The last one, I think, was a rap music video that filmed without a permit for about 12 hours from 9 to 3 o'clock, 9 p.m. to 3 o'clock in the morning. And I had a dog just barking all night through. So I totally, not only just I feel for what's going on, and that it's just not the trajectory we're going.
So you won't be loud, in other words?
Yeah.
You're saying you're not gonna.
Yeah.
There is a limit to
There's a
the
limit, yes.
music volume.
There's a limit. There's this daytime hours.
Yeah. I mean,
nighttime
you live on the block. I mean, you know what's disturbing.
How many buildings are on the blocks, and how many neighbors have you reached out to that are on the block so that they know that this could potentially be happening?
At any given point, this is a very active block. And there's
Residents.
activations that are happening without permits, as was just alluded to. I can contest to it myself. I walk my dog through it. It's chaos, and I wish all of this would be permitted. Because if it was permitted, everyone would have some notice. So I understand, keeping that reasonable line between, having an event and everyone enjoying the space mutually, because I've been on the other side of it.
All right.
Thank you.
We're good?
All right, thank you. Thank you.
Thanks for coming.
Oh, thanks for having me.
Okay. We are gonna go back to, We're gonna go back to number 2. Thank you. Thanks for coming. We're gonna go back to number 2. This is another A-story activation. Hi, Katrina.
How are you? How are you doing?
Good, how are you?
Good, good. Hopefully this time I'll be able to share my screen. As the last time I had some problems with that.
I have it up too if.
Just let me know if you can see that.
Yep.
Perfect. So just a second. So yeah, we're at DECA. We're working with another story on the Aritzia activation that is happening on November 16th at Astor Plaza. This is for short event info. Another A story is promoting Aritzia shop opening that's going to be on Broadway in Soho, November 22nd. It's going to be a pop-up surprise activation. It's not going to be promoted in advance. They're going to place Aritzia bag and a small stand with a handing out postcards. So they will be inviting people passing by to take selfies in front of this oversized Aritzia bag. And that's basically it. You can see here a very brief run of show. So they're planning to load in at 8 a.m. on 16th, then have an activation from 10 a.m. until 4 p.m. and then clear the plaza completely by 5 p.m. All right. And here you can see the floor plan. So this is an existing South Plaza, Astor Place. They have this cube. We're keeping 10 to 15 feet clear from the cube. It was the requirement from the bid. We were already in touch with them and we had a site visit with them and the client. So the plan is that people will be passing by. If there is any queue line, we'll have brand ambassadors and also security guards to manage the line. People will be getting the postcard and then brand ambassador will invite them to take a selfie in front of this Aritzia bag. It will have like a mirror surface on it. Yeah, and that's basically it. People will walk away. Yeah.
Got it. So no food or amplified sound?
No sound, no food, nothing. Just postcards saying that Aritzia is opening its new store on Broadway on November 22nd.
What did you say the distance between the booth and the bag was?
So here you will, like, if there is any line, then people will be just going to the stand, getting a postcard, advertising the store opening, and invited to take a picture, to take a selfie in front of this bag. The bag is going to be under 10 feet, so we're not getting any DOB permits for that. It's going to be hand loaded into the plaza. It's going to be fabricated, prefabricated already, so like no build is actually happening on the plaza. So it's a very quick load in and activation from 10 until 4, clear by 5 p.m.
What is the distance between the bag and the booth or the kiosk?
Actually, I cannot answer this question as of now, as the creative is still being in flux. But do you require any distance between it?
Well, I'm just asking because I'm wondering how much of the plaza will be, let's say, obstructed by these various objects and the queues leading up to and around them.
So here it's all existing tables and chairs that are going to be left on the plaza. We're not moving anything. There is a line, existing line on the plaza, like on the floor. So we're planning to have the queue line just next to that. And this two objects to be close to each other. I just separated on the plan for the visual purposes, so you can envision what will be there. But we are the floor plan and the placement of objects is being approved by the bid in advance because they are managing this plaza and they have to make sure that a certain clearance is left between the stand, the bag, and the cube, and also this all 10 feet sidewalk is left clear for the pedestrians, and like all the space around is also left clear for, we're not like placing any like barricades or stanchions or anything just like the queue line, we have like little stanchions here if people start to line up, but I don't think there's gonna be like a lot of people actually lining up because it's just a postcard, nothing like no food, no other items being given away.
Thank you. Coordinate with the bid.
So where would the lines be? People lining up, how would you place them again, please?
So here's gonna be a security guard, and here will be the stanchions. Oh, sorry. So if people want to line up, they will be just, here will be brand ambassador also. If like people are asking, they'll be just sent here to stand in the queue line. And then the route is gonna be like this, to the stand, to the bag, and out. So the queue line is here. Oh, sorry.
All right. I think this one's very straightforward. Okay,
All right,
thank you very much.
thank you.
Okay, next we have the JBL coffee truck. Oh, can we stop sharing? Okay, do we have anyone here for the JBL coffee truck? Yes.
Filled out the,
Oh, yeah. Promoted 2 people.
Nobody?
No, I promoted some people.
we have their questionnaire.
Yeah. Hello.
Can everyone hear me?
Hi, how are you?
I'm good. How are you guys?
Good.
So I know I submitted a floor plan. I can share my screen though if you guys don't have it up right now. Just for a little
Sure.
bit. Yeah. Just give me one moment here. Seems I'm unable. I have some restrictions on my work computer. But is it possible for you guys to pull it up on your end? I can work without it, but it might just be good as a visual.
Yeah, the file.
We want the floor plan. I have it in the,
Yeah, you can get started. Yeah, there we go.
Yeah. So, hi everybody. Jose Paez, first time talker, second time listener. This is our second time submitting this application.
are you with Trigger House?
Correct. Yes, ma'am.
I'm trying to figure out.
With Trigger House. This is our second time applying for this permit. We did this last year. We had a coffee truck come down to the JBL store, hand out free coffee to customers, just as a thank you and as an incentive to go into the store, check out some of the products and hopefully purchase something. But coffee is free. We have, as you see here, the permit activated on November 29th through December 1st. Parking lane 10 feet deep off the curb, 9 feet deep, 56 feet wide. We plan on stanchioning off maybe 2 feet on the curb lane in front of the coffee truck for a line. So we're going to stanchion off towards Broadway, and we will just be moving people through on a very short list of coffee orders available to them, so we can keep a line continuing without having to worry about overflow of traffic on the street. Open to questions. I'm sure I.
Which way would the line run? I think I remember this one from last year.
Yeah.
Which way would the line run now?
Sorry. So the line would go towards Broadway. To the right, to my right, you can see up above. You see Crosby on the corner here. So the line would go down the opposite way, long way towards Broadway.
Yeah. Okay. And I think last time, I assume you guys are gonna have JBL speakers playing music outside, but at some relatively low volume.
Yeah, we usually have a speaker placed at the door. It's kind of more just for show, just show the cool lights on the product. We keep it very low so it doesn't interfere with pedestrians walking by, but noticeable and flashy. But it's portable and can be moved if it needs to be removed at any time.
Do you guys have any issues that arose from this last year?
Did we have any issues?
Like, were there any complaints, or was there any?
No, not on our end. And from what we've heard, no, it was pretty successful. We were pretty diligent with maintaining trash. We made sure to keep trash cans inside the store and right outside the coffee truck area for people to dispose of their cups. We managed to keep traffic moving, so there wasn't too much of a backup going towards Broadway. We were pretty diligent in our methodology there, so we felt it was a pretty successful event, and we felt pretty comfortable, applying for it again. But open to suggestions on any way we can make this better. But we have about 3 BAs who will be in and around the coffee truck, asking people to come in, promoting them to get some free coffee. We have a security guard overseeing the coffee truck. When free things are available to people, you kind of have to have someone to oversee all that. So we have a security guard in place for that as well. Please feel free to ask questions. I'm just kind of spewing out what I know here.
Wait, do you need a curb lane too? Don't we just have partial sidewalk?
It has curb lane for the for the line. They're gonna run it in. They're gonna block it off. Is that right?
So they don't need a permit.
No, they're gonna have the truck parked in the curb lane.
But this permit is just for partial sidewalk.
No, it says curb lane and partial sidewalk use. Well, it says it as a note.
Yeah, that's,
Well, usually they get these right.
the application wording is correct. Yeah, it does seem like curb lane closure and partial sidewalk. And as we mentioned before, 5 foot has to be kept clear. I must say that 8 feet is a very narrow sidewalk for this part of.
No, it's definitely a curb lane plus sidewalk.
Sorry,
It says that in the note. Just 5 minutes, double check the actual application, because it says it in the note, but it doesn't say it in the street closure form. Well, it should be fine.
Yeah,
It says curb lane in it.
Well, my point is that it doesn't show how they're going to keep the sidewalk clear for pedestrians for a minimum of 5 feet.
Oh, it's on Houston. It's a really wide sidewalk.
I thought it was, but they show it as 8 feet wide.
I think it's wider than that.
So, I'm just reading the diagram, I'm supposed to get some information from the diagram, and they're not telling me anything different than that.
Yeah.
Either way, you need to keep 5 feet.
I think it's fine. I think with the curb lane, and I think I remember it being pretty wide sidewalk.
I think their measurements are wrong.
Okay.
So is the store going to be open at 7 a.m.?
Come again?
Is the store going to be open at 7 a.m.?
No, the store will not be open at 7 a.m. The store opens at 11 a.m. Friday and Saturday, and then Sunday it opens at noon.
Definitely wider.
So why does the event start at 7 a.m.?
Oh, we have production vehicles that will be in the space just to block off the area. We usually have sometimes we get like a food truck that comes into the permitted lane, and we just need to avoid the. Come again?
I'm just looking at the sidewalk. Yeah, I think the diagram's wrong. It's definitely wider than 8 feet.
Yeah.
What time, sorry, what time are you gonna start service of coffee?
So service of coffee will start at 11 a.m.
And what time does it end? It says 8 PM? Is that when the store closes, 8 PM?
So coffee will be served till about 6:30 p.m. With the store closing at 7. And we gave ourselves some time on the back end just to, if there's any trash to be cleaned up. We had our breakdown going till about 9, so we had enough time to just clean up the space, reset it, get all the stanchioning, sign stands out of the walkway. Gave ourselves more time than we probably needed, but we wanted to account for cleaning the area for sure.
And Adam said they'll adjust the filing, because yeah, it's a wide sidewalk. All right. Anybody else? All right, thank you. Appreciate you guys coming virtually.
Thank you for having me.
All right. Let's back up. Okay, next, Ken Mari sidewalk permit.
And there.
And Mayor. Nico again.
Hi, everyone.
Hi,
It's
how are you?
Ideco. I'm good. It's good to see you guys again. Thanks so much for hosting once again.
Good to see you.
So I am helping with the permitting for the Kenmare location. 1 second, I'll go ahead and share my little presentation.
And Aubrey, you're with
Ideco Production. Yes. Okay. Okay, can everybody see my little presentation to start?
Yeah.
Okay. All right, great. So this campaign is actually with Sony and their new product, the Link Buds, and then Olivia Rodrigo. I'm not sure if you know who she is. She's very popular right now. And then also with the MTA. So the event itself is actually taking place in a private venue at 10 Kenmare. It's the old Kenmare location, subway location. So the actual event is taking place like in the subway platform down below the street. It's actually a pretty cool little space. So this permit is for line queuing on the sidewalk and then also production vehicle use in the curb lane before 4 p.m. So as mentioned, it is actually in partnership with Sony, Olivia Rodrigo, and then also MTA. So MTA has a little bit of part in this where one, they're doing the hosting of the event in this unused subway location. And then also later on, they're going to do like the little subway cards with her picture on it and also kind of help promote this new product for the Link Buds which is
That's
her
close subway station. That's cool.
Yeah, it is.
Which one is it? Where is it?
It's Kenmare and Bowery. It's at 10 Kenmare Street.
Okay.
Yeah, so it's been used before as a venue. I can't remember when they closed down this subway location, but yeah, it's been closed for quite some time and they've been using it as like a venue of sort, and it's actually kind of cool. So yeah, unused subway. So open space that actually still has like the most of the infrastructure of a regular subway for this particular piece of it. So yeah, the MTA itself will also like they're going to do like the subway cards with her picture on it. They're also going to promote like the Link Buds and this new product with her for the month of December leading up until the holiday. This actual campaign and the event itself will give the audience a chance to experience New York kind of the old authentic way with, you know, New York subway. You got your earbuds in, you know, got your subway card. They're actually hosting an unused subway car. I think it's up to 5 carts together, and each cart actually has a different experience within it. So I have I'm only presenting obviously on the sidewalk, but if you guys would want to know more about the actual experience, happy to share at a later time. So the event dates are actually the 3rd and the 4th for this. The 3rd is actually, it's a VIP event going on from 7 p.m. to 9 p.m. Olivia Rodrigo will be there only for 15 minutes. I think it's 8:45 to about 9 p.m. I believe she'll only be there for that like little bit of time. And this is a invite only event for that. People get the invites prior, and most of it is media and people that will actually be helping to promote this product itself. So as you can see, the times, the December 3rd is the 7 p.m. to 9 p.m. They're only doing line queuing. There is actually no piece of the event on the sidewalk itself. All of it is contained within the space and in the subway station area. And then on December 4th, there is actually 2 separate I guess time frames. So one is from 12 to 1, and then that will conclude. And then at 1:30 to 2:30, there will be another session for guests to be able to come. So on the second day also, if capacity allows, they actually will let people from the street come in, but that is only if capacity allows and times allows. So, but each session is only an hour from the 12 to 1, and then again from 1:30 to 2:30. And then after that, they close up shop and get out of there. So as I mentioned, it's at 10 Kenmare Street, outside on the street itself to help control and organize the line queuing. There will be 3 security guards outside to kind of help control that, making sure that they're keeping the rest of the sidewalk cleared, and then also helping guide people into the space itself. There will be more security inside, but this will be the number that will be outside on the sidewalk. There won't be any giveaways present outside of the venue itself. There is a little bit of, giveaways and experience inside the venue, but nothing given away outside. And then also, as noted, this is a collaboration with Sony, their Link Buds, Olivia Rodrigo, and the MTA. I'm going to skip the the influencer because we already know who that is. And then there won't be any amplified sound outside of the space itself. It'll all be contained inside the subway station area. And no food and beverage will be offered outside of the venue itself. There will be food and beverage on the VIP night inside the venue, obviously catered and kept to that, and then cleaned up by the catering team and production team itself. And then for the sanitation plan, just on the outside, just in the case that any of the waste does make it to the street, there will actually be a sweep each day to make sure that none of the remaining waste actually makes its way to the street. It'll be picked up, cleaned up with the rest of the day and stuff like that. So pretty simple. As noted, this is a little bit of the production schedule itself. They will load in on December 2nd from 8 to 4. Then returning again on the 3rd, 10 to 4 will be the load in, and then kind of more setup a little bit. And then they'll start to do the VIP check-in around that 7 p.m. time, and the event will conclude at 9. And then on December 4th, again, there's 2 sessions, one from 12 to 1, and then another one from 1:30 to 2:30, and then they'll clean up and be out of there by 7 p.m. This is a little bit of the site map that we have showing where the pedestrian walkway is. There is the queue line. There will be an A-frame sign to let people know they've made it to the space. And then the security guards will be present around the area as well as some staff actually helping to check people in for the event as well. And then some production vehicles in the sidewalk or in the curb lane. They won't be in the curb lane after 4 p.m. just because that's when there's no standing sign for that specific area in curb lane.
All right, that's what I was about to ask. Okay, cool.
Okay, sorry, that scared me. And then this is just more of an aerial view of kind of what it looks like, not to scale, but it's kind of what it looks like actually in the space itself. So that is pretty much it.
So just make sure I understand. So there's sort of lineups. There's going to be a lineup for sort of 2 discrete events.
Well, 3, I guess to say. So one is the VIP, which is on the December 3rd. It's from 7 to 9. And then December 4th, there's 2 sessions, one at 12 to 1 p.m. and then one again at 1:30 to 2:30.
Is it gonna just be one big lineup for that?
It will be a line there, so it's invited guests for all of the sessions, regardless of if it's the VIP or the 2 sessions the next day. And it's a quick line to be able to kind of move them into the space itself. So as soon as they're there, they're basically checked in, let into the space for the experience.
Okay,
The session concludes, they disperse, the next session lines up, they are led into the space. They
about how many in the lineup per session?
So about 150.
Okay, so this is not gonna be like 1,000-person line that wraps around 10 blocks like some other pop-ups that was.
No, and it's all invited guests to be, part of this. There is like a media or there is a marketing plan, but it's for the actual product. It's not for this event. This event is
Okay.
invite only.
Great.
And you said that Olivia is only going to be present at the site on December 3rd, about 8:30 or so.
Yes, correct. And she's only there for 15 minutes. She pulls up in her black car, they unload, the black car goes away, basically circles the block. She does her, hello to the crowd, does some pictures, and then she is actually only scheduled to be there for about 15 minutes. And then she leaves again in her black car when it pulls up, and she goes about her business. But she
So
will
she's
not be
pulling
there on
up
the
to the
second day.
line or going in the venue?
Going in the venue. Everybody should be in the venue before she actually arrives. Nobody's going to be
Yeah.
outside. Nobody should be out there, waiting for her. There will be security, obviously. There's no promotion to let people know that she's going to be there. There's no promotion, except for the invited guests on the VIP night. They do actually know that she's going to be there, but they're invited and that's it. And then, she goes into the venue with her security, does her like little hello, thank you for coming, and then she leaves.
And where's the actual entrance? Is it that
It's that
red? Yeah,
It's to the left of No Moi.
it's the red door. Okay. And then it goes underground from
Yes.
there?
Yes, everything's underground.
Very interesting.
Should check it out sometime. I'm not sure if they let people down there, but I mean, there's a
I
couple of
live around
abandoned
the corner.
subways.
They do a lot of film shoots there. They always have
Yeah.
like motion because it's not
Okay.
in use. So.
Right.
So what is the involvement? The MTA just allows them to?
I think they
They
paid.
probably
them.
pay, yeah.
Yes, correct. It is a venue rental.
All right.
We know how much is involved in paying MTA?
No, I wasn't part of that. I was only part of the external permitting piece of it, but I'm, happy to inquire, but I think it's similar from any venue rental. It's based on like capacity, what you're looking to do. They are also providing subway cars to be a part of this as well. So I'm not sure. They're pretty expensive. MTA is actually pretty expensive.
What about security?
The security guard.
So 3 security guards will be outside to actually help organize and control the line queuing. There'll also be 2 staff outside to help make sure that everybody's, checked in and going down to the right area. There also is security in the venue itself during the event in each of the sessions. And then also Olivia Rodrigo has her own security.
Anybody else?
How much time on average would a person that is going to the event stay there?
An hour. So the 2 sessions on December 4th are each an hour. That's what they are allowed to have the time to experience it. The venue is then cleaned out. The next session is let in. On December 3rd, the VIP event is from 7 to 9, so that would be 2 hours.
Else? All right, thank you very much.
Thanks, everyone. Have a great night.
Bye. Okay, next we have the Thayer Airstream trailer.
We didn't get a. We can't hear you.
I think in the email I sent you, there's a, no,
Which
No.
one? We're doing number 8?
Yeah.
The render here, I think. Did you get this email that I forwarded? Okay.
Nope, still no. Sorry, what time did you send that one?
It didn't go through.
See it, but it could have.
Maybe we can check the drive. Yeah, maybe check the drive.
7 just, it's not here.
Withdrawn.
Can you guys still?
Now we got you. Are you able to pull up the site plan?
Yeah.
So we got street activities, application site plans, 2024.
Oh, we got it. We got it here.
Oh, I got it. Oh my gosh, all of them are here.
We got it here. All right, go ahead. Thanks for joining us.
Cool. Thank you so much, everyone, for taking the time. My name is RP, and I'm from Food Truck Promotions. I am here on behalf of Thayers. That is a toner skincare company. They sell at Target, Ulta, more drugstores like that. The brand itself is known for kind of selling dupe products, so alternatives to really expensive and luxury skincare for a cheaper price. And they're looking to bring a holiday activation to Gansevoort Plaza in Meatpacking via Airstream. So the rendering I have shared here is our Airstream stage. The way the layout works is guests walk up to the line, which will be to the left of this prize wheel being held off with stanchions. We'll also have brand ambassadors on site to do line control. But at the prize wheel, guests will get the opportunity to spin the wheel and win some samples that are less than around $10, but some skincare samples to try out theirs. Once they have their prize, they would walk in to the Airstream stage where they kind of have some not sampling skincare, but some skincare on display just to see and take pictures of. Once outside of the Airstream stage, there is a chill zone / a photo moment. At the photo moment, we have like a life-size prop. That's one of their toning pads that guests can use as a background for pictures. We're looking to be there on December 6th and 7th. So load in would be around 6 to 7 a.m. Our start time is 11 and our end time is 5 o'clock. And then we have overnight security arrive to keep an eye on all of our items. We'll pack everything into the Airstream, close it up for the evening, and then the next morning be back for setting up again. Service hours are 11 to 5 again, and then load out is between 5 to 7. We're giving away around 200 to 300 maximum cups of tea and samples, but that's pretty much the gist of it. Does anyone have any questions I can help answer?
Is there any amplified sound?
There is no amplified sound.
You said cups of tea with samples?
Correct. We'll also be providing trash cans on site that we will then take back to our warehouse to dispose of for all the cups that will be trashed.
And there's no celebrities or influencers associated with this?
Nope, no celebrities or influencers.
Okay. Have you coordinated this with the meatpacking bid?
Correct.
Okay, so they're aware of all the plans. Okay.
Yes, and Adam's also in the chat confirming.
Okay. Got it.
Wait, Adam, do you work for Food Truck Promotions or do you work with Trigger House or?
No, I'm Elliot Wittick's office, Wittick Productions. We're a permit expediter. So, different agencies hire us to do the actual permit filings for them, and we do all the different support permits, and we're basically a liaison between the client and the mayor's office and the bid. So we have a very good relationship with the bid and the mayor's office, and we do close to, I'd say, 700 SAPO applications a year.
Gotcha. And your company is Winnick, W-I-N-N-I-C-K. Okay, thank you.
Just one N, W-I-N-I-C-K Productions. And Elliot Wittick's the president. He's actually my uncle, and I'm the VP of the company.
Gotcha. Okay, sorry.
I think I've seen you guys' name on more applications than anybody else for sure.
Hey, thanks. We try.
Top market share. Okay. And then in terms of we generally like to see this, I'm looking at you had another page, I think, that was like just a diagram of where it is in the.
Yeah.
So
Can you guys see my
just zoom in
screen?
a little bit. It
Yeah.
looks like you're not taking up that much of the plaza, which is good. And I assume and hope you're gonna continue to leave seating on the rest of the plaza, right? The public seating. Okay.
Correct. Yep.
Are you using a generator or are you just using the hookup there?
No generator. We can use the hookup there, but we don't really need power for much.
Okay.
We've also requested production parking on the east side of Greenwich between Gansevoort and Horatio. That's just where the bid does put some of their tables and chairs, just the half that's being removed, and a little bit of production parking.
Yep. So yeah, we're familiar with that. That sounds good. All right. Anything else?
That's all on my end. Are there any other questions?
Any other questions? Okay. Thank you very much.
Thank you, everyone. Have a great evening.
Thank you.
Thanks. Okay. Last one, Jisoo or Gisu pop-up.
Did we get an email on that?
Did they withdraw at the end? Is anyone from Jisoo here? No? Make sure I didn't get any.
That's the one.
No, we didn't hear back from them.
Oh, great, that's not.
Okay, so that's a no-show. That's it.
That's it.
All right, let's go into business session. So this Thanksgiving, I mean, this one it makes me very sad because this is like we always say we want local people to do interesting stuff. Seems like it's for a good cause.
I don't know if it's for a good cause, but it's well intentioned.
It's well intentioned.
I think the intention is good, but I think what they really wanted to do was a block party for themselves and their friend. That's what I get, but.
But there's a process for that too.
The alcohol and the games and all that. I mean, if somebody's hungry, they want a meal, that's what they want. Not necessarily alcohol beverages, they want a meal, they want a warm meal. And not necessarily the music and the games and all that, that's extra. For a real party for friends and.
Yeah.
We have seen what the slightest giveaway, whether it's a little cup of tea or some
Right.
other little snack, gets a huge one.
Yeah.
Without,
Right.
I mean, they just show up. It's like they come out of the woodwork.
And 6 people cooking in their home ovens, which it's not really legal to give out food like that, as far as I know.
Yeah, I mean, for a block party, you can make your own food and bring it down. But this was, I think the event as presented, like they just don't have time to do it. So I think we could craft a resolution which basically says, we like the initiative, we'd like to see events like this.
Does anyone mind if we turn this AC on?
No, go ahead.
Please.
We like the initiative, we like seeing events that are community events and people trying to do something good. We think just given that there's 20 days to the event and we were presented with a full block party, that there's just no way that there's time for that. And then we can say we have to recommend that it's denied as presented, but we'd recommend that they either come back with something later, maybe for a different, I wanted to show that we appreciate the effort that they put in and just say, we would potentially support a modified version, but we're denying the application that's gotten to us. And we suggest if they want to do something of this scale, it would need more planning time.
Well,
I agree.
that's true enough. I mean, that is the hard reality.
Yeah.
Let's take more.
And it's the first time he's doing it, so he's not that knowledgeable
Yeah.
and so.
But I think we can have a
experience.
resolution that's appreciative and just saying,
Yes.
it's not that we're opposed to this event concept. It's just, there's literally 20 days before the event, and like none of the permits have been secured, and they haven't talked to Safeco.
So the encouragement that we could give is, we already have in the conversation, talk to Safeco, see if they'll make any exceptions or.
Yeah, but I don't want to recommend that they still try to do the full block party. I just don't think.
Well, I think if he did a street event small and took a curb lane and got rid of like, he could hand out a prepackaged thing.
Well, yeah, if it's hand out a prepackaged meal to passersby, but that's not what he presented to us.
No, I know, I'm saying it's not as presented, but
Yeah.
I don't think it's like a,
As
if he
presented-
wanted to scale it down, I think.
Yeah, as presented, I don't think we can approve it.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, there was obviously some very big discrepancies. Number one, we presented with a different date. Number two, it said partial sidewalk closure. So.
Yeah, and I don't know if they did that because it's $3,100 for a street event small versus $25,000 for a street event large.
Yeah.
I think it's like, I think we should just, we should be helpful if they reach back out to us and help educate them on the process. And maybe they can do something for Hanukkah, Christmas, whatever, even though I said they didn't want to, like that, they actually have time to prepare for that.
Well, even it will be in December if it's not going to be, and also it'll be called out, probably.
That's true. Probably, yeah.
So I don't know, that's even, well, because 60 days, you said, right? So they don't have 60 days if they're going to do it for Hanukkah either.
I mean, this is out of our remit, but like, there's just no world where you do, I think he needs to partner with like, just go volunteer at Bowery.
Well, yeah, like you probably need porta potties, you need to do all this stuff for like a full block.
Also, if you're gonna give something away on the street, you can't be picky about who you give it away to. And
Yeah.
I guarantee like, that's a very busy area of Soho on a Saturday. Like, especially during holiday shopping
Yeah.
season, like, it's not gonna be those in need, it's gonna be,
Whoever.
and what, you have 100? Like, it's gonna be gone in 1 second. It's just like, I love the intention, but like,
Yeah. All right, so I think we're in agreement, right? Or we'll do a deny as presented with appreciation and encouragement for next steps.
Yep.
Yeah? We all okay with that?
Yes.
Any opposed? Same? Okay. So let's see. What's next? My phone today.
Another story.
another A-story activation,
Okay, I think that's fine. It's basically a static
large bag.
activation on the plaza.
Yeah.
And they coordinated with the Village Alliance.
Good.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Everyone okay with that?
Okay.
Favor?
Yes.
Oppose, abstain, accuse, okay. Coffee truck, again, I think they did this before and I think it was fine. They do all kinds of stuff at that spot. And I think
They
usually
did
it's
this
fine.
last year and it was.
Yeah. Are we all okay with that one?
Yes.
Oppose, abstain, accuse, okay. Ken Mayer, sidewalk permit.
That was interesting.
Yeah, very.
Well, you know, I honestly don't live in that, I live like more, I don't go down on that street. I guess I just
Come
didn't
on
have the
down,
pronunciation
Will.
right.
Come on down.
No.
And so did they define how to get to the subway
Yes,
platform?
it's through that red door and then down,
It's in the building, in other words.
it's underground.
So they have control of the building.
You enter in through that gate and it literally goes down.
Saw that.
I think as far as pop-ups go, this one's fine. It's not like the ones that we're trying to push back on.
I'm fine with it.
It's like quick. We don't want the multi-day ones that wrap around blocks for days.
And I want the pink sidewalk.
Yeah, so I'm fine with this one.
Yeah, I was too. I wrote okay on it.
It's very creative.
Yeah.
All right, any opposed? Stay and recuse, okay. Their trailer,
So that's a company that produces creams and things like that.
I do like toner.
Toner.
I think for again, sport activation, this one's pretty straightforward. They're not using Alternative Plaza. It doesn't seem like it's gonna be over the top. I think this one's fine. Want to disagree? Okay, all in favor?
Hi.
Oppose, abstain, accuse?
I have to recuse.
Okay. Reason?
I work on theirs.
Oh, okay.
You work where?
On that, it's owned by L'Oreal and I work.
You work for L'Oreal? No wonder you have beautiful skin.
Okay, so.
Union approved, Erica
refused. And Jasu, no show, deny. All in favor of deny?
Aye.
Oppose, abstain, recuse. Any comments on the FYI?
Wait, I had a question. The Bleecker Street one, they want to close it for a week?
No,
Which one?
it's only gonna be, first Saturday and the last Saturday.
Oh, it's not, okay, sorry. I thought it was
Yeah.
Saturday to Saturday.
Yeah.
I was like, in what world do we
Saturday.
close full streets for a week? Okay, that makes more sense.
All right. Are we all good? All in favor?
All good with me.
Aye.
Hi,
Opposed, recused, abstained. Okay,
boom.
boom.
8:06.
This time of year,
Yeah.
I would like, I want to try to find something interesting to do for next month's meeting. So let's think
Oh,
about
I
that. If you have any
have
ideas, let me know.
Well, I just have a quick thing for business if we're.
Sure.
Can we, well, two things. One is people in my other committees have asked that we figure out a way to post the applications.
The questionnaire, you mean?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, let's ask the office to do that. I'm fine with that,
Let me
as long as,
I'll make notes of it.
are we all okay with that?
Yep.
Because we already post we post the SAPO applications, but we should also post the questionnaires. And the questionnaires don't have any like personal info. Should be fine.
It would be, have
I think it
to be
helps.
redacted in case, just like these are redacted.
Yeah,
No, but the questionnaires don't have any personal info on them. It's just asking stuff about.
Applications,
Redact a little bit,
Oh, we do have to redact a little bit.
yes,
but we do that for
these.
we do that for SLA and we do that for,
What do we have to redact?
Names, telephones.
believe it or not, home emails.
They don't put that on the questionnaire, do they?
Sometimes they do, and home addresses they do as well. So whatever's on there.
I don't think that's very common. Yes, on the SAPO applications, I know we already redact that, but I think on our questionnaire.
Oh, I'm sorry, yeah, it's the SAPO, you're
I
right.
think on our questionnaires, that should be easy, right? Because you won't have to redact anything.
I hope that's right, I'll have to take a look.
Okay.
I recently had the good fortune of filling out the biennial report to the private information disclosure folks under local
Yeah.
law 29 or whatever it was. So it's good that we do this.
Yeah. But I think like because again, we're still not getting 100% response rate on the questionnaires, but people are doing them.
Mhm.
And so it'll just speed up the meetings if we can put them on there and then like the public can see them. And like a lot of the questions that people might want to ask are already answered on there.
Glad to do it.
And then it will just make our meetings even more efficient.
Great. Good.
on that note, before we do the next one, can we put, this might require additional redaction. Can we put name and company name? We don't always get that. We have no place.
But that's
for
on the
that.
safe, they put that on the safe application.
Do they though?
Like the Adam Weingrad and like Elliot Winnick were on that one. That Winnick one.
All right.
If you want to edit the questionnaire, we can certainly talk about that.
No, it's okay. If it's on the SAPO
Yeah.
application.
It should be, it's on the safe one.
Okay, all right, I'll talk to
All
you.
right, well, all right. All right. If you guys have any ideas for next month, I thought it would be interesting maybe to have something on the scaffolding.
It's been a long time we don't have the film industry.
Yeah, we should
Mayors.
always have the MOME come back.
I'll follow up with that SAPO.
Yeah.
It's the same SAPO person that contacted Florence.
Oh, yeah.
Maybe they're like,
They're being very cooperative this week.
yeah, they
Okay.
reached out and they were like, do you and Will want to have a meeting? I was like,
We were flagging some of the issues to SAPO about the pop-up, the long, big pop-up issues, and they said they're aware of that and actually they might want to come talk to us about it, which would be great. Because those are what one of the things we're trying to cut down.
Mark, is there any update on who we can reach out to with the sidewalk painting?
No, I reached out to the Department of Buildings and the Department of Transportation, and neither seems to own it. The trick is that there's a lot of that going on in chalk, which no one ever complains about because it
Yeah.
washes away with the rain, but now we've got people with spray paints and
Yeah,
stencils.
the one in Nolita, it's all like spray paint everywhere. Especially like when you get out of the subway, there's like 5 of them. And it's like,
Yeah.
this isn't like a doormat of advertising.
Yeah.
So,
At some point, it might be good to hear from the Army Corps again. I haven't heard from them.
Carter wants to know, what about DSNY?
What about,
Would they be
oh,
something to go to on the sidewalk?
good thought. I'll ping them. But my guess is that it's not, because it's not something that can be removed. It's a little like the people who do the graffiti room. It would be my estimation. It's worth a try.
The police do some of the graffiti removal.
Pardon?
The police sometimes say.
And sometimes the local elected officials have a day and, you know, somebody donates the paint and they get a, you know, a thing going. I've actually done it. It's fun.
Okay, all right, cool. Thanks, everybody.
Thank you.
Are you done?
Yeah, yeah. Okay.
Should we-
I'm gonna end.
Bye, everybody.